My name is Hal Von Nessen. I'm the president and founder of a company called RESH Marketing here in Columbia. We do a variety of different things, and I think often when I come and have an opportunity to speak to a group like this, it's important for you to understand a little bit about my background so you know just exactly why I'm standing up here. In the last 24 months, we have worked with builders and developers and other associated people, primarily in the housing industry, which probably explains a lot of why we're not traveling a lot anymore. But the last 24 months, these are relationships that we have established. This gives us an opportunity to travel around the country, see what's going on in other areas of the country, and import some of the good ideas that are happening there, and to share that with other clients that we're working with. We do a variety of different services. You can see them up here, and I don't want to bore you with the details, but just to give you some credibility to establish some credibility for me, that we have done some work in all areas of marketing. This is a website. If you'd like to follow along with the PowerPoints at some point in the future, go to my website, which is right there. And when you go to that website, there's a little downloads and newsletters that's there. Click on that, fill out the information, and we'll send you, or you can actually download the PDF that's up there right now. All right, let's talk about some other things in direct mail. Let's look at some of the things that you can do. If you want to be a little different, that's just a CD. You're in a technical business, give them something technical to look at. Do a newsletter. Now, a lot of you are already doing those kind of things, but there are other forms of newsletters that you can do. Here's one that we do for somebody else. It's an electronic newsletter that we provide information that's important to our customer, and we distribute it via email. Very, very inexpensive. Postcards, which are the traditional form of direct mail anymore. This is your good buddy over at Time Warner doing a solicitation that's been going on forever and ever. A limited time offer. It's limited to the life that you happen to have, I think. You can go out and buy it for $29.95. But it's a postcard. It tells you it's a very special price. It tells you what the price is, so you know right away what the offer is. These are the more traditional forms of direct mail. This is just an envelope. It's got a reply envelope on the inside and a letter on the inside. The problem with them, if you look at it, there's no offer. And you know right away that it's a solicitation of some type. So what do you do with it? If you do what I do, it goes directly into the can. You don't fool with it. The postcard type of thing, this stuff up here, at least the color and the impact, they almost have to read it because they're going through this stack of junk that they got. And as they go through it, you're impacting them. So you get that time to talk to them from the time they pick it up out of the mailbox until the time they get to the trash can to throw it away. These little pieces, you don't have that opportunity to do that. Then there's another bulk way of doing it. This is a Val pack. There's a number of card packs that you can get where relatively inexpensively you can buy one of these sheets that goes into that envelope and goes to your target. Much more inexpensive way of doing direct mail. So there are any number of alternatives that you can get to doing direct mail. Now, once you decide to do direct mail, there's some mistakes. And since Jerry and I came out of the broadcasting business, I watched Letterman, so here's the top 10 mistakes that you make when you deal with direct mail. First one is you have a bad list. You're just dumping the stuff out there to somebody. You have wastage when you have a bad list. Define who you want. Get it from a reputable mail list provider so that you have some guarantees on deliverability so that your message does get out. If it doesn't get there, it will not do you any good. Second mistake that we make, poor copy and graphics. Your message needs to look professional. You need to say something that people can understand easily, and it needs to be written from their perspective, not from yours. From their perspective, not from yours. No sense of urgency. If it's $29.95 for the rest of time immemorial, what's the rush? When I get around to it, I get around to it. We've all heard in business school that there is a time value of money. We want them to do something now. So this offer expires on a particular date. Give them a sense of urgency so they have to act now and can't wait until they get around to it to come back to it and talk to us. We have a lack of testing. I tease about my wife a lot, but she's a very valuable component of my business because she's never there and is not involved at all. But I'll take work home. And I'll hand it to her over at the dinner table and say, what do you think? What is this telling you? She has no perspective on what we're trying to accomplish at all, which gives me a wonderful test bed. She can tell me what she sees in it, and 9 times out of 10, she's reflective of the audience that we're trying to talk to. Test your material to see if it's doing what it is that you decide you want to do. Don't use nonspecific puffery. Gee, we have a low price. What's a low price? Depends on what the product is, but a low price to me is going to be different than a low price to you. A low price to your customer may be different than a low price to you. We don't want to talk in terms of low price. We want to talk in terms of specifics. We in the ad business tend to get into puffery, exaggeration, and nonspecific claims. You don't want to do that in your direct mail. Be very specific in what you offer. You know what that is? No poofing. Actually, it should say no proofing. And that makes the point. We have spell check, we have grammar checks, but very often we miss pushing the button, or we push the wrong button, and something goes out misspelled. Have somebody put eyes on it and read it and make sure that the spelling is correct and the proofing has been taken care of. Nothing is worse than someone looking at this wonderful, sophisticated offer and some stupid grammatical error is in there. Think of how that undermines the credibility of what you're trying to do. God forbid it's a mistake on a price. Then you really have some problems. Proof it. Come up with a strong headline, a promise. What are we offering? What are we going to do? Make sure they understand what the nature of the offer is that you're giving them. Look at form over function. There are people that do creative work, but creative work in and of itself doesn't sell. Let me say that again. Creative work in and of itself doesn't sell. What we want to do is to take a selling idea, a selling concept, and present it as creatively as we can, not the other way around. And often if you're using small boutiques, depending upon where the creative people come from, they are attempting to sell creativity, form, over substance. 9 times out of 10 or greater, that's a mistake. No follow-up. If you're sending something out and you have a response to it, figure a way to get back to them and follow up. You can't just send it out and expect in a passive way for them to come back to you. You have to design your piece so that you're sending it out, encouraging people to take advantage of you, and then follow up with them to make sure that they understand the offer and you maximize your chances for success. And then the final point probably should be number 1, a lack of understanding of the customer. Gee, I love broadband. I can have 1.5 megabytes of downloading speed, and we're going to send that out. If they don't understand what that is, you can make that offer all day long and it's not going to mean anything. Give them some advantage. Give them some communication that makes them understand the nature of what it is that you're offering and the value that you are preparing to give to them. If they don't understand it, they will not be able to take advantage of it. So if you do all those things, if you understand the value in media, then we get back into our good old airplane over here and we're flying down the road and we're taking advantage of our media based on value, based upon who we're trying to go, and using all these principles we've talked about, our media impact will go up. Will become more successful. Our traffic will increase. The conversion rate of that traffic that we get will also go up. And in that process, when we do that, our media costs will actually come down as a percentage of our sales because we'll be more effective in what we do. The economy has dealt us a curve in the last 24 months. And when that economy hit and dealt that curve to us, we sort of lost our way in what we were doing. But if we pay attention to our media decisions, we'll get back on track with our sales. It takes a little time and it takes a little effort, but it's well worth the time and effort for you. I appreciate the time to talk with you today. I'll defer to my next presenters here, and if we have any questions till the end, and do them all at the last time, okay? Thank you.